After a sudden retrenchment, Simon made a positive change and got qualified with the Australian Institute of Fitness. You could be eligible for state and federal funding. Hit fitness.edu.au or call 1300 669 669.
Doc, you join us in the recovery room for the first time in 2014, and to bring us up to date on the injuries, can we start with Brendan Goddard, who a lot of fans are interested in?
Yeah, Brendan had a minor calf injury, which of course stopped him for really impacting for 2 weeks, but he's now really running pretty well at top speed, and he'd be roughly 4.5 weeks, so he'll be in full training at 6.
Paddy Ryder and Courtney Dempsey are two others that sort of seen in that rehab group a bit. Where are they at?
They're all pretty well a similar stage. Courtney's ahead of that and basically is training now, but finishing off his running program. Certainly within 10 days from now, all the calves, and includes Paddy, will be in full training.
So on a whole, I guess that means most of the list will be in full training, which is really good for this time of year.
All the lists will be in full training. There's a couple of shoulder recos which will keep out of full contact and tackling, but by the end of next week, all the operations are now in full training.
One of those operations was Dyson Hepbull. How's he recovered from his end of season surgery?
Dyson we did very early. We pulled the pin, I think, around 21. And he went to Colorado and basically was full running now, and now he's just been full training since Christmas.
With the work that he's been doing in the off-season, do you think he's come back a bit fitter, even maybe this pre-season than previously?
Dyson's pretty resilient, actually, so I can't remember him not being fit, because he doesn't miss games very often, and I think the last game of last year was one of the few he's actually missed. So he's always fit. He always has a good base. So to compare him with last year's a bit of a guess, really, but he's fit.
What about the group as a whole? They've obviously come back a bit later this season. How have they adapted to that?
It's hard to know whether the late start means we're 2 weeks behind, because the boys did train on their own in their time off, but with the Players Association giving them extra time off at the end of the season, we really started 2 weeks later than we normally would, and so we went to Colorado 2 weeks later. But they're very fit. Whether we're where we were last year 2 weeks behind, or whether our program's a bit better, they're fit. The important thing is they're all on the track. There's no one now, whether it's Hurley, they're all back full training. Stanton, Heppel, Gleeson, Myers with his shoulder, they're all full training. The biggest problem is when you lose slabs of 6 weeks, when you've got 4 or 5 players get a significant injury in January, that really puts you behind the 8 ball. So we're very happy with our injury situation at the moment, as we were last year, where we had a good year.
Okay, great news for Bomber fans. Thanks for the update.
Thank you.